Hey, what's good, 10K gang?
Now, today's video, I'm going to be talking about Jahvon Quinerly. So, you guys, I want to bring y'all this video just because I feel like I should just give y'all a full rundown on Jahvon Quinerly's NCAA situation, just because I just feel like it's needed. Now, the last time I ever made a video on Jahvon, it was really like, I believe last year when he decided to transfer to Alabama. So as you can see, he's currently a sophomore attending University of Alabama, and he currently still has not played a game ever since he left Villanova. So this video, I just want to talk about his entire NCAA situation and just explain to you guys why Jahvon is so fed up with the NCAA. But before I start this video, make sure you guys go follow me on Instagram at _theonlywallace, and also go subscribe to my second channel called 10K Wallace Vlogs. Now let's get to the video. So first, where should I start with Jelly JQ, aka OG Jelly Fam? Yes sir. Hey man, y'all can't lie. Jelly Fam, man, when they first created that wave, y'all cannot lie. It was so dope. Everybody was trying to do the jelly layups and stuff. Like, I just remember being in my driveway just practicing, trying to do all types of jelly acrobatic layups and stuff. Honestly, because of Jahvon Quinerly and Isaiah Washington, like those two guys really inspired me to do all types of crazy layups and stuff like that. So shout out to them. But let's put the tape in and take a rewind back to high school. Now, let's talk about when Jahvon Quinerly was a senior in high school. So I know you guys remember when Jahvon was in high school, he was ranked as a top player in his class, a 5-star player, ranked 26 in the ESPN Top 100, holding offers from schools like University of Arizona, Villanova, Kansas, Stanford, UCLA, Virginia, and many more. So as you can see, Jahvon was that guy, and he currently still is. It's just he didn't really get to show out in college yet. So going back to high school, so during the beginning of Jahvon Quinerly's senior year, he committed to University of Arizona, and he also was committed to Arizona alongside with Sharif O'Neal, who was a top player in his class as well. But Sharif then decided to decommit from Arizona after a lot of FBI investigations that was going on before, he decided to commit to UCLA. So as you can see, once Sharif decided to make that decision, Jahvon Quinerly was already under the fire with the NCAA committed to Arizona, because there was already rumors and speculations that he received money from, one of the coaches. And coming to find out, Jahvon actually did receive some money from one of the assistant coaches called, his name was Emmanuel Richardson. He is the one who recruited Jahvon and gave Jahvon about like $15,000 to commit to Arizona. So as you can see, once the NCAA decided to butt their nose inside of the situation, that's when Jahvon was like, okay, let me take a step back from Arizona, because he just don't got time for all this nonsense going on with FBI investigations and possibly risking his eligibility to play. And as you can see, he's not playing right now because of the NCAA, which I'm going to explain to you guys that later in this video. But once the NCAA started to really get into the situation, Jahvon just had to take a step back. He's not trying to risk nothing. And I'm not 100% sure if he received the money around that time. Hopefully he did, just because, he ended up leaving the school anyway. So hopefully he did get the money before all that happened. Or they probably was about to give him the money, but the NCAA found out, and that's when he decided to just take a step back. So I'm not 100% sure on what really happened. But after just saying all that, that's why Jahvon decided to not commit to Arizona no more. He had to decommit from that school because it was just too much going on. He just couldn't risk it, definitely being a top player in his class around that time. So let's fast forward. So later down the line during his senior year, Jahvon made the decision to commit to Villanova. He committed to Villanova. And honestly, I was kind of surprised and shocked that he committed to Villanova. But then when I thought about it around that time, I know they got a good head coach, Jay Wright. Villanova, they like to win. They all about winning the championship. So it's just like, Villanova, they're a different type of school. They really like to progress and build their players, and that's why you'll see a lot of players stay at Villanova for like over 2 years. There's not a lot of players that actually go one and done at Villanova, because I guess they just like the program, and it always just helps better their game playing alongside with Coach Jay Wright and just under the Villanova program, if that makes sense. So them bringing in Jahvon Quinerly, it was really supposed to help him to just develop him into a NBA guard, because Jahvon got a lot of potential. He got a lot of potential, and going to Villanova, a school like that, I could have seen Jahvon Quinerly being at that school for at least 2 or 3 years, then, entering the draft. Because if things would have went as planned, Jahvon would have definitely got way better by then. His game would have improved and everything. He would have been NBA ready. But as you can see, Coach Jay Wright just didn't treat Jahvon how Jahvon thought that he was going to be treated, if that makes sense. Coach Jay Wright had Jahvon on the bench sitting behind Colin Gillespie, who is a grade above Jahvon. In 2018, Jahvon, he only averaged about 9 minutes per game, and Colin Gillespie was averaging around 29 minutes per game. So it's just like Jahvon was literally sitting behind Colin Gillespie and getting just a little playing time. And as you can see, even the year after Jahvon left, Colin Gillespie minutes went up to 34 minutes. So just imagine if Jahvon would have stayed at Villanova, playing alongside with Colin Gillespie and under Coach Jay Wright. His minutes probably would have went down his sophomore year. So it's just like he made the right decision leaving Villanova. Honestly, you guys, just looking back at Jahvon's freshman year in college, it just sucked for him. He was averaging 3 points, 9 minutes per game, like I said, shooting 33 field goal percentage, 25% for the three-point line. He couldn't find himself. He couldn't get comfortable how he was in high school. It just really sucked for him. And on top of that, that school was his second choice. It was his second option. He didn't have to go to Villanova. He just went to that school because of the Arizona situation. And that's why he was showing frustration on Instagram saying, this school is my second choice for a reason and stuff like that. I know y'all remember when he was making all types of just sayings on Instagram and he was just so frustrated. He really was frustrated. And I made a few videos about that. If you guys want to check it out, I will put it in the description below. But Villanova was his second choice, and that's why he just felt some type of way because, he didn't have to go to that school. And on top of that, I really feel like they lied to him because there's no in the world he would have committed to that school just to ride the bench being a top player like that. I really feel like one of those coaches and their coaching staff lied to Jahvon about bringing him into their program and making him a starter or at least giving him a lot of playing time. So someone definitely lied to him, and it just really sucked for him. So as you can see, once he decided to leave Villanova, that's when he transferred to University of Alabama, playing under a new head coach, Coach Nate Oates, who is a really good coach. I really like Coach Nate Oates, like for real. So once he finally entered Alabama, Jahvon came in as in thinking that he's going to have a fresh start, thinking that it's time for him to finally show out in college. But as you can see, the NCAA was like, no, Jahvon, we still remember what you did at Arizona. You didn't get away with that situation. So this is what happened. Once Jahvon decided to put in a waiver, right, so he can be eligible to play for the upcoming season, guess what the NCAA did? They denied it. They denied his waiver. Now, when you think about it, why would the NCAA deny Jahvon's waiver when he was just at Villanova, a 4-year school? He rode the bench that whole year. And all he wants to do is just transfer, but the NCAA is like, no. You have to sit out for one season, but you can do academic schoolwork for that season too, and just sit alongside with your team. How messed up is that, man? Just how messed up. Just imagine how Jahvon feel, only averaging 3 points, actually coming out of high school being a top player, going to a school that was his second choice, riding the bench, being lied to, finally can transfer to a different school, then the NCAA telling you have to red shirt. Yo, just imagine how Jahvon felt. Man, I would have been so mad if I was in his shoes. Even right now, just talking about it, I already feel some type of way. Like, that is so crazy. So here's the thing, you guys. Now, about this denied waiver situation, I really feel like the NCAA was really coming after Jahvon from the Arizona situation because, like I said, I know I just explained the Arizona situation earlier, and at the end of the day, Jahvon got away with the Arizona situation. He got out of that situation. There was rumors and speculations that he was getting paid $15K, and nobody knows if he received the money or not. So it's just like, regardless, he got out of the situation. So let me just say this. Let's say Jahvon did receive the $15K from that assistant coach, right? So Jahvon received $15K. He decommitted from that school. Then he transferred from another school. So he basically just finessed $15K. He finessed $15K out of Arizona, basically. So he kind of finessed the NCAA as well. And I feel like the NCAA felt some type of way, and they didn't forget about that. for sure. So him not having a good season at Villanova, they didn't forget about what he did at Arizona. And then, you know, when he puts in his waivers so he can be eligible to play, they punish him. They saying, oh, nope, you need to stay red shirt for 1 season. And I know this is an actual NCAA rules. It happens to a lot of other athletes from different sports playing for the NCAA, but it's just so crazy because I know the NCAA play favorites. You know, they really do be playing favorites with other players, man, because there's a lot of players that puts in a waiver that same season and is eligible to play. But as you can see for Jahvon Quinerly, when he puts in his waiver, they like no. And the reason they're saying no because of what he did, and he got away with that situation. So of course they're still going to punish him. You know, I know some of you guys might be confused about it. You just got to know the situation. But just thinking about this, I've been covering Jahvon's NCAA situation ever since he went to college. And just thinking back on the situation, I really feel like that's exactly what happened. I really feel like the NCAA was still feeling some type of way about Jahvon Quinerly because they do not play when it comes to the money situation. And the fact that he's still playing for their program after getting out that situation, bro, you just know they was already holding that against him, and they were just waiting for the perfect time to just punish him for it. And that's just my opinion. Anything can happen, but I just really feel like that's what happened. So, you know, yeah. But let's talk about his current situation at Alabama. So as you can see, if you guys do not know, the NCAA, they're planning on starting up the season around probably November the 25th or December the 4th. Right now, they're currently voting on which date they want to start the season. So once the college basketball season start this year, it's going to be lit, of course. And Jahvon Quinerly should be eligible for his sophomore year to play for University of Alabama. So I'm very excited for this upcoming season. Jahvon, he's fed up. He's been quiet for about 3 years, literally. He is so fed up. He wants to play. He wants to play. Of course, when this season comes up now, it's being postponed because of the COVID-19, all that stuff that happened. It's just like he is so tired of waiting. Just imagine how he feel after having his waiver denied last season. The season before that, he had to play at a school that was his second option that lied to him and really didn't even let him play. Now, when he's at a whole new school, of course, the virus comes up when he's finally able to play. And everything's being postponed. So his time is finally coming. I just really hope Jahvon balls out for his sophomore year at Alabama, and hopefully he can enter the 2021 NBA draft, because I know he's fed up with college and just dealing with the NCAA. But I want you guys to leave your comments and opinions below on how y'all feel about Jahvon Quinerly. I thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you like, subscribe, make sure you press the notification button. Ticket Gang, we out.